here we go. I already went through, saved you the boredom of working the other side. This side needs to get done 22 foot-pounds. I have to double check, pretty sure 22 foot-pounds. It's been a few days, weeks, a while since I did the other side, but it turned out pretty good. We used the brake caliper paint, brand new bolts. We'll come back to those in a second, but on this side we already went through and torqued and marked everything, because why not, right? We used this same old stuff, Viz torque. So anyway, this seems to be pretty cool. I guess you could probably get it in a bunch of different colors, but yeah, it turned out pretty nice. I've not used this caliper paint yet for cylinder heads, which over here, this is what I had used. No sponsors or nothing, just what we got going on. Extra stuff laying around, might as well put it to use. So we're gonna get set up. We're gonna get a little better angle, a little better view for you, and we'll go through and torquelate these. A couple little tips before we get to torquing these down. So I got a couple of old plugs in there. Save your broken ones. Not like you've never broke one before, but a perfect opportunity to, plug it off. So I got a couple for when I paint. I'll put them in there, but just save them, because this is the perfect time you need them. I also have a broken one on the front of that side, so when I'm walking around, hopefully I don't break them, because those still might be kind of good. Now onto these bolts. Don't reuse the bolts. I got some here from years ago that I found laying around. I just show for example. I don't know why I'm keeping them still, but they're still alright. And then obviously the bolts from this job, I'm not going to reuse these either, but I'm going to keep them. Why? I don't know. Onto the head bolts. This is what we're looking for. Obviously you need two sets, one box for one side, one for the other side. You want to do the head gaskets. I recommend bolts and the gaskets, quality gaskets, because how many times are you going to do this? Hopefully this is the only time you ever do it for this engine's life, reused life. So we got the new bolts already in, torqued down to 22 foot-pounds. Now we're going to go through the process of torquing these. So you got the easier way. Fellers gets things so complicated. Uncle Emmy's simple, right? Let's just keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS, K-I-S-S. Keep it simple, stupid. So you got your short bolts, okay? Now you're gonna obviously have a pattern. You're gonna want to work your way out. All right. I'm gonna put a little somewhere up here. But anyway, I'm going to have a little box where you just follow that sequence. And to remember the bolts, to make it easier, you got your longer ones. Don't include this front one or the back one. All of these ones are the longer ones, okay? And the ends are your medium bolts and then your shorts. Simple. Long ones, we're going to 22, do our pattern, clickety-clackety, 22, which I've already done, but I'm going to go through and double check them, and you guys can follow along with that. And then we're going to do 75 degrees on the long ones. Okay, 65 degrees, and then 55 degrees on the shorts. So all these are 55. All these are 75, and these short two are going to be 65 degrees. Okay, so again, 22 foot-pounds. The long ones are going to be 75 degrees, 65 on each end, and then 55 degrees on the last ones, the small ones there. Alright, here we go. So I got 22 foot-pounds. I'm going to just go through and work my way from the center out. And I'm going to kind of follow a pattern. It's not going to be the right. I already went through. I'm just double checking, making sure they're all okay before I start trying to do the angles. So here we go. This one again, work my way out. Go the other way. Keep going, do this again, work my way out. Then on to the torque tip. If you use one of these angle finder dealios, I ended up, the last job, I really didn't like it. I had to loosen it back up, start all over, because it didn't want to swivel. Okay, so if you use one of these and you use a cheap one like this one, take that snap ring off, take it apart, get you a little bit of Vaseline in there, some kind of lubricant, some little bit of, Vaseline's pretty good so you can see through it. Grease is probably not the best idea. But I got a little bit of Vaseline in there, and that helps it slide, because I was having a problem where it would stick. So I would have to go back to 22 foot-pounds and then refine the angle, and that's not cool. So now with this little bit of Vaseline in there, that helps it slide much better. Okay. Now you don't set her to 0, okay, until we get, set up. I'm going to start the center one. Oh, I'm going to have to set this up a little different here. I don't know how I was using it on the other side. Let's get this around to 0. Make it a little easier here to see it. Okay, I'm actually going to try to set this camera up where you can see. I'm not sure if this camera is going to capture it. Hopefully it's focusing here. I don't know what you can see up there, but here we go. We're going to give this a whirl. We're going to do the center one. We're already torqued to 22 foot-pounds. Okay, and make sure you get this dial all the way up against something. Okay, so you could go against your springs. I don't recommend going on the inside here. This inside you'll be able to slide off a lot of times. So these studs work pretty good. So keep it down on the lower side. Put a little bit of pressure. Alright, so we're going to get it right to 0. All the way up. Okay, make sure it stays there. And this is the tricky part. Now you got to get it, hold it there. 0. Now what are we looking for? This is a longer one, right? So we're looking for 75 degrees. Here we go. Oh, we're moving. 70, right? Now 75, we're going to split it between the 80, right there. Go on to this next one. Sorry for bumping the camera there. It's really hard to do on film. Oh, and I think it's dinner time. Alright, let's do one more here. 75 degrees. 75. Try to turn the camera here. Hopefully this will catch it. And 75. Want to make sure you're all the way over. Ooh, sorry, camera. Now we'll come down and do our 55s until we get out to these two 65s. So now we're going to come down to the 55. Get it up against the head. 0 doesn't matter if it's up top, wherever, you can see it. Whatever you do, don't reposition nothing. Once you start going, that's that. If not, you're gonna have to loosen her up and then go back. So 55, so I'm gonna stop just short of 60 degrees. Now see, I'm not on the 0. Here we go. Let's start this. Here we go. So 0, going to 55. And there's 55. I'm gonna jump over to the one next to it. And I'm not torquing them with my paint here. Let's go ahead and do that. That's what's nice about this stuff. You don't forget which ones you've done. So I started in the center. Okay. This is not wanting to stick with the oil. That's okay. This is just for a reference. Alright, so we got those 3 and that one. And I recommend to make sure you do them after each torque. But I'm trying to do this in video, so this is making it a little bit difficult to try to keep up with myself here. So we're back to 0. We're looking for 55. And 55. High vis. I like to put it on the side of the bolt. That way you can tell if it moved or not. And then one little bit on the end so you can definitely see it there. Alright, so now we've got the center worked pretty good. Now we just got to keep working out. So we'll go back up to here. The pattern can say torque this, that, whatever. As long as you're working your way out, you'll be fine. Alright, so now we're going to go back up to a 75. So 0, like I said, I like to go against the stud. 0, a little bit of tension, make sure you're right on 0. And 75, remember. $75 degrees. Okay, and yes, that sound, the noise, is very important. It doesn't torque right unless you make those sounds. Alright, back over here, back on the stud, back to 0, a little bit of tension. We're looking at 75 again. Golly, 75. A little bit of a doop-a-doop. Now we're going to come down and do a 55. My brain and all these numbers, oh boy. Okay, we're at 0, up against something that ain't gonna move. Let me see if I get down a little, right in the paint. Why not? Look at that. That's where it's the happy place. Okay, so we're at 0. So remember, we're at 55. Here we go. Tell yourself the number before you do it. Maybe that might help like it does me. All right, 55. Keep this from moving. A little bit of goop. Alright, we'll go out here. Again. Tighten this, make sure that don't move. You don't want nothing really moving, obviously. So we got right at 0, 55. Go back up. Now we're getting trickier and trickier. You can't always get them exactly where you want to have everything. Just get it the best you can. I'm going to move this camera. Hang on, here we go. How's that? No? Down? How's that? That should be good. Alright, we're back to 75. I really don't like it when you get down to the end here. There's not really a lot to support that against. I guess we could probably maybe go like that. Just got to be careful it doesn't slide up anything. Okay, so that's pretty good right there. So remember, say the number again. We're not to 65, so we're at 75 now. Back to, here we go. Okay, just shy of 80, so that's 75. Again, 75. Right on. Now I'm going to do the 55s, the inner ones first, and then I'll do the outer ones very last. So we can go to either one. The book says, but go by the pattern. I'll post it again here. Okay. Now we're going to go 55. So 0 it out. Get it nice and happy. And 0, 55. Come on, 55. 55. And again, 55. Stand nice and tight. $55. Now we got our 65s, and then the last couple 55s. So here we go. Let's do this very far forward. Boy, they sure give you lots of room on this one. Oh, that'd be bad. We're gonna have to use a extension on that one because of that bracket. Really don't like to do this, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Now we'll hook it on that bracket. Find their 0, which is way over here. Okay. 65 we're looking for. Make sure we're all sitting good on 0. That is on 0. Okay, 65. Here we come. Right there. Come down, do the other 65. Now I'm going to actually take this extension off because, you know, who knows, it might have read a little bit wrong. I'll probably hear it in the comments. You can't do that. You should have took the bracket off. Yep. That's right. But this is how we're doing it. Oh, camera over here. How's that? So the last one on the back side, 65, was touching good. Getting my workout for today. 65. Alright, well, while the camera's back here, we'll do this 55. We're almost there. Okay. $55. One more. Okay, don't screw it up now. We are on 0. Here we go. 55. Last one. That's it, folks.